Good morning. I'd like to first recognize Deputy Secretary Jenkins. She introduced herself on the phone earlier. We've been working with Deputy Secretary Jenkins for the last 3 to 4 weeks, meeting with Secretary Merrick, the Secretary of Commerce and Trade, as well as other secretaries from the administration on their input and feedback for the Virginia Energy Plan. The administration recognized that Virginia has a very attractive electric energy rate and is competitive for business and industry among our peer groups in the Mid-Atlantic region. And furthermore, the administration feels strongly that the energy policy going forward needs to be diversified, not only for the volatility that Tom and Jean pointed out just earlier, but also for security and resiliency as well. So that diversity would include nuclear technology as well as natural gas energy sources. The administration wants an energy policy that enables informed energy policy decisions based on data and metrics. So to that end, our agency will procure expert technical services from consultants to help us with empirical analysis on developing models, doing sensitivity analysis and scenarios, evaluations of existing energy policy as well as proposed energy policies going forward. So that would be all the things that we would look at to improve economic development in general, but rural in particular, as well as retaining and improving our existing attractiveness for rates and job creation. So this energy plan is due October 1st, and that will be a starting point, but we will continue to do further analysis and development of that plan throughout the administration's term. This will be a living document that will set us on a course that not only for this administration, but for future administration as well. So with that, I'd like to ask if Deputy Secretary Jenkins is still on the call, if she'd like to add anything. Okay.
Great. Well, thank you. So I think there was a couple points I wanted to summarize just so we know, so everybody on the phone. So the plan is due on October 1st. Virginia Energy is the lead, correct? But is engaging other agencies.
Correct.
And then are you, so you talked about some outside consultants to do kind of energy modeling, market maybe analysis of different energy policies, is that correct? Are they engaged now or to inform the energy plan, or is that just going to be also just kind of an ongoing process?
It will be a two-step approach. There is a short-term approach that will take us, that will have the consultants work with us to produce the energy plan that's due October 1st. And that's a tabletop exercise of all the existing analysis and reports that's been done, but clearly define costs and benefits and give us guidance on the risk to economic development and ratepayer protection. But then it will be an ongoing continuation of the consultant's work to further refine and build models to help us have levers to adjust to the changing energy market and to also implement new energy policy as well.
I have a couple questions, but Scott, I see your hand.
So I'm curious how you all are taking into account, I guess, work that's previously been done, and I'm thinking there's this group, the strategic plan, at least taking that into account and taking a deeper dive or asking questions, leveraging off of that, and frankly, other groups, other authorities, that played in this plan, I'll call the larger energy space as you guys put things together. And then two, my second question is, maybe more challenging, but how do you sustain whatever the policy is, going forward? Because regardless of whatever comes out in the end, through, the analysis that'll be done, these aren't, short-term fixes, in 4 years. Some of these things will take longer, and certainly nuclear in that case. So every 4 years, we're not seeing, shift in policy and sort of starting over again, regardless of what the choices are, whether it's nuclear or something else even for that matter.
Yeah, so obviously our agency is charged with coordination of all the stakeholders, and we're staffing many of the boards. So we are engaged, and we plan to stay engaged. But to your point about being consistent and have continuity, so that's the intention of having modeling and data and metrics driven decision making in place so that we can inform not only this administration but future administration as well.
Is there a specific so let's take the decarbonization plan process for, I guess that was last year. There were public meetings and like formal input opportunities. I'm trying to remember what the energy plan, is that the same for that, or is it more, I guess, is that, are there specific input points like for a group like this that would provide, or is it more that we should work with April and the Virginia Energy, and maybe it's just a discussion of the materials that are already available? What's the best point of entry, I guess, as this process is now picking up a little bit more?
Yeah, I think there was a lack of representation from the last plan, and that is one thing that this administration wants to correct and to reach out to, not only this board but other boards as well. But to your point about decarbonization, I'm not sure what that question is, but
well, they had kind of a formal process. There was I think there were a couple public meetings. There was a comment period deadline. I don't think the Virginia Energy Plan is similar to that. It's not a public process, I believe.
Tom, and this is April, I just want to drop in on this. In the past, when past governors have done an energy plan, they have taken time to do a public comment. Actually, I think last time the governor did meetings across the state, I think the last two governors did, and are you guys going to be able to do meetings like that where we're able to provide comments from our side on the energy plan?
Yes, that's the intention, although it will be a little bit different this time, I believe. The full decision hasn't been made, but it is more likely that it will be a form of less in-person meetings and to provide public feedback and comments, but more of a virtual presence. So that way we can have more and reach out to more people.
And another question for you, although, are you all, I mean, I'm focusing on actually what energy and what things to focus on, but will you all be looking at workforce needs as well?
Yes, April, thanks for bringing that up. That's a key element of the energy plan as well, yes.
Other questions? Okay, well, thank you for the update. I would, and I know you all already know this, I would just continue to stress as much as April and folks on this authority can help with that process. Please don't hesitate to, through Brandy and everybody else, Larry, reach out to us directly. I think one of the actions I took down April is we should probably just try to set up maybe some time with the Virginia Energy team through VNEC, to provide all the different materials and things that have been produced in the last 4 years.
Yeah, I would love to take the time to update on all of our activities so this administration is aware of what we've been doing the last few years and the strides we've made.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that we welcome that and we encourage that, and obviously it will happen before the release of the October 1st energy plan. But do not be concerned if it's not fully vetted by then, because like I said, it's going to be a living document that we will continue to make adjustments to and adjust to the evolving energy market for years. So we want to have continued relationship. So don't make October 1st the deadline to just meet and. Because I think it's important that it's an ongoing.
Absolutely.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So April, I think you're up next with the VNEC update.
Yes. So as everyone knows, we were directed through legislation to develop a working group for the development of a small modular reactor, advanced reactor technologies. We will be